Turf Talk with Drew Miller.
This episode of Tiger Turf Talk is brought to you by the Toro Company. For over 100 years, the Toro Company has been a leader in innovative solutions for turf maintenance. Through a strong network of professional distributors, Toro proudly offers a wide range of commercial-grade equipment. Visit Toro.com to explore their full lineup of products.
Welcome to another episode of Tiger Turf Talk. We're here with the Brentsville Turf Students that attended the 2024 SFMA. We're a few weeks replaced between the actual event and where we are now. So we're here to talk about just sort of the overall experience, what we all, had time for down there, and what seemed to be a very fast week that took us by storm. Say hi, guys. Introduce yourself real quick.
Hi, I'm Zach.
Hi, I'm Max.
Hi, I'm Jack.
Hi, I'm Kat.
So obviously we had a trip down. Half of you flew, half of you drove. For our driving crew, we had a couple different stops. What was it like being able to stop at those, NFL stadiums and colleges? What was that experience like, and what did you enjoy the most about it? Obviously, for those that don't know, Zach is a fangirl of Daniel Aceto, so it was great seeing his buddy down there, but hate to put you on the spot like that.
No, the drive was exhausting, to be honest, but yeah.
What, because you had to navigate even though you fell
I
asleep?
was shotgun, and many of people might think that that's a good thing. No.
First of all, what did I do to make shotgun a bad thing?
One, I have to control the maps. I got to control where to find food, and also I got to stay awake majority of the time. So
Okay, you still slept plenty of times. Don't even lie.
yeah, for like an hour power nap, and then wake back
it was
up.
definitely more than an hour. And on the way back, you slept for 7 hours. Yes, you did. Okay.
We're not gonna talk about that.
But yeah, you completely, that's not the point of this talk. Go ahead.
So yeah, it was good to get down to North Carolina, see Danny, have a podcast with him, and then go right down to South Carolina and see the fields down there and Mr. Cox. So, and that was of course day one. We had left a day early compared to the fly crew. But
Really,
yeah,
like 2 days, but yeah.
whatever. But like it was. I found it very enjoyable seeing different fields.
And we went to a fancy La Quinta, which he was very excited about.
What is a La Quinta?
For those that don't know, our trips down to Charlotte, we've had a subpar La Quinta experience. So when Zach heard we were staying on La Quinta,
Felt like first class, to be honest.
He was like,
I felt promoted.
here we go again.
Felt
This is
promoted.
not going to go well.
What is a La Quinta?
La Quinta
La Quinta is the type of hotel.
Depending on where you go now, it's either a very rundown hotel or a very nice hotel.
Which one did you guys stay in?
I stayed in. I've got to experience
both.
both of them. So I got to stay down in the very rundown one in North Carolina, where roaches are crawling out of your
First
sink.
of all, whoa. It wasn't that bad, but okay.
Thank God I didn't file a lawsuit. And then I got to stay at the very nice one in Georgia, which was very, very nice. What did you say? It had a golf green?
Yeah, there was like a golf green. In the
I was
back of the
not. I
hotel.
did not get the pleasure.
We
to
didn't
do,
stay
see
long
that.
enough to do that.
So-
And Jack would be the only one to actually go out there and do it.
Yeah.
If we,
But let me tell you, breakfast off the charts. Breakfast
that's all
is
he
off
cares
the
about.
charts. The waffle.
Not the SFMA trip or anything, just the breakfast.
That waffle smacked. Okay.
Okay, congratulations. Let's talk about more important things.
Oh.
Kat, what was your experience like? Obviously, being able to see NFL stadiums and, you got to go down last month to Charlotte before then. So it was really like a month apart going back. So what was that experience like?
I think getting the behind the scenes of professional fields really helps when you come back to school, and you can continue that here.
What did you like about the facilities, being able to see that?
I thought the Jaguars field was really cool because they have those pools at the top. And then the college versus the NFL fields, they weren't too different, but they still had their own style. And I like that they stick to that theme throughout their fields and the facilities.
Now, obviously driving is fun and all, and we had a blast. And on the way back, we thought we popped a tire about an hour in, so that was fun as well. Flight crew, what was it like? Being able to come down and seeing everything, and we had a birthday party. Literally 2 minutes into them arriving, that was obviously Zach had a lot of fun with that. Let me tell you, Zach wanted to,
For sure.
Zach was done, and I think we were all a little done at that point. We were running between like 5 hotel rooms trying to set up some food and everything for everyone, and then go and get the cookie cake and all that. But what was the flight down like, and being able to come into the conference sort of a lot more relaxed than the people that drove all the way down?
It was easy, just a regular flight.
Oh, thanks. Sounds
Yeah,
good.
it wasn't really that backed up when we first went, right?
No, it was a pretty basic flight, But we did fly to Orlando first instead of straight to Daytona.
I'm so sorry.
It was an
my
hour
goodness.
drive on
Yeah,
top
it
of
was
the
so
2-hour
hard.
flight.
We had to rent a car.
Instead of a layover and everything,
so
in
hard.
Atlanta, which would equate to that, but
But we got to meet some cool golf people on the flight because there was the PGA show going on in Orlando. So I got to meet some people I see on social media. But coming to the hotel straight away, it was still tiring, but it was fun celebrating Charlie's birthday. He had to fly on his birthday, though. That kind of sucks.
I'm gonna be honest, I was so tired that I completely forgot about this surprise birthday party. So when I walked in, I was like, what's going on? And no idea.
I
had no idea.
and we had some friends from Texas A&M. Your guys' face when they were standing there, you're like,
Who are these people?
you're not in our group. What is
Who
this?
are you?
What is going on right now? Obviously, day one. For those that don't know, we spent months, and I mean months, studying for the student challenge and all that. But there was a lot of preparation, organizing, planning, and all that. What was that moment like for you guys to finally we're actually here right now? Because I know I was annoying, and I appreciate everyone that took the time and all the effort. And Max, props to you. Less than 2 months, not knowing you were going, and then being prepped. Not taking a turf class, and competing in the challenge. But what was that like to sort of arrive? I know big trips, even just family trips or whatnot. There's a lot to go into it. What was it for you guys to finally be in Daytona? Walking through those doors and seeing all the professionals for the first time.
Well, I was just kind of surprised, how big of the convention center it was. It's a nice convention center too. It was definitely remodeled pretty recently, but just the amount of people that were there and how many people knew Dr. Miller was actually insane to me. He could not walk 20 yards without dapping someone up or shaking their hand. But also just being at the beach was fun, just looking out the ocean on the balcony. And then, but it was just the convention center, so many people, and they were all just happy to see us.
Yeah, they were excited to see you guys. Max, what did you describe me as, with the people? What was that?
Mr. Turf? Mr. Turf guy?
No, it was
What was it?
they were like what? The people that kept coming up to me. Wasn't there something? Wasn't it leeches or something?
Maybe.
I was like, no, it's not like that
I don't
at all.
doubt it.
It was pretty funny.
I think Jack's kind of understating it too. It was, we walk by, either be like, hey, how are you, business, or it'd be a, hey, how are you? It was but that's a good thing too, that you were able to introduce us to a lot of people. So that was interesting. And, just of how many people knew you, it was surprising how interconnected it all is. There was a million people there, like Jack said, but if you ask somebody if they knew somebody else, they're like, "Oh yeah, we go way back." It was fun.
That is what's cool about the industry, is how tight knit it is. Now, Kat, I don't know how you came up with it, but we were in the general session, and all you see is 3 of my students pop up, and Kat being one of them. I was like, "Oh dear God, what's about to happen?" General session, obviously, it was a lot about baseball. What was that like to hear? Actually, Matt was my former boss. I used to work for him. What was it like hearing from them and then being able to ask questions in front of the 3,500 people that were there for the conference?
Well, asking the question was very nerve-wracking, and I completely forgot what I was saying as I was standing up there, but we got through it, and
you did well.
Yeah. And I enjoyed hearing what they had to say about baseball because I work softball and I really enjoyed that side of things. But I think they all loved their jobs, and hearing NFL people talk, they all do not like baseball. So I think it really is just personal preference, and there's not one that's better than the other.
Yeah.
So that was really cool to hear.
For sure. Now, to get off a little bit of like the week though, you had the opportunity, obviously, you've shown interest in further pursuing this in college. And I don't even know when we had the conversation, but like, hey, can we meet with a couple people? I was like, sure. Two of them were Texas A&M with Dr. Straw and with Dr. Sraka with Tennessee. What was that experience like, being able to not just have like the conversation over the phone or, having to travel to Timbuktu, College Station and Knoxville, but to understand sort of what a college program has to offer and really what those professors have to offer because they're two of the best in our industry. What was that experience like to be able to sit down and talk with them?
I think it was great that I could get the inside scoop of like what each program is specifically looking for and just getting them to know them on a personal level, getting to meet them in person and not having to go anywhere for that. I think it helps me out in a way. And now I know like what to look for my future and how I can get there one day.
What excited you the most about the conversations you had? Because I'm not going to say which way you were leaning afterwards, but you were leaning one way, and then the conversation leaned you the other way, and I'm not going to tell those guys who it was, but what was that like for you and sort of like moving forward? What were those, like, what were you most excited to hear about?
I enjoyed that the people at Texas A&M, I met some of their students, or I have known some of them.
Shout out, Megan.
Yeah, and I did meet some of Tennessee's as well. And they all talked very highly of the programs.
You can give it away. I'm not telling who won the race from SFMA, but if you want to, you can.
Well, originally I liked Texas A&M, and then when I was at the conference, I had no idea Tennessee had a program. So I was very interested in learning about that. And I think Dr. Schrocken described his program in a way that I would gear more towards because he likes sports fields more, and A&M prefers like more golf side of things. So I still don't know, but we'll see.
Still a free agent. People start pitching, start shooting some scholarships her way. If you want her to go to your school.
Emails about to blow up.
Now, obviously, sort of shifting back after the general session, you guys got to go to different talks. What was that like for you guys being able to sort of, view sort of the lineup, the different opportunities and different places that you could go learn, whether it was surface, playing surface, playability, safety, interaction between athlete and that, fertilization talk, maybe diversity talk, leadership talk, shout out Maritza. Just all of those different things that you had the opportunity to go. What was that like to be able to pick and choose and sort of learn what you need to learn? Some of you benefited from that for the student challenge, I heard. We learned this in the talk. I used it in the challenge. What was that like for you guys, and how did you sort of, enjoy those sessions? Obviously, you spent the whole day doing it, so...
Like, I'd say choosing what we wanted to learn was a great thing because, like, depending on whether or not you want to do more golf course or sports field management, you can dive deeper into what you want to, like, really pursue as a career. Like with the class we do here at the school, like, it just gives a we learned the basics and like how to maintain the grass and everything else, and like just the foundational skills we need to go into this industry, where those classes really did provide just the diet for us to dive deep into certain subjects, whether or not that was weather, fertility, ground soil, or even just management skills. So like being able to hear other people's point of views and like write down notes saying like, you know, I need to do this, or like this is better than this, or something like that, or seeing the next, like there's some things with what would we call that, Jacksonville, there was that Air Pat, and seeing like new
shout out Amy Fowdy.
Shout out. Seeing like the new like things in the industry regarding like machinery and other things like that. It really just is a really big eye opener, and just it allowed us to learn more, I think, in a sense, when we chose our own classes instead of just being specified to maybe like certain categories.
I also found it very interesting, on the way down, you didn't really mention it, but you were lighting up when we were in that room talking about the AirPad system, talking about like engineering and everything that you love and trying to create equipment. I thought, this is something that you could dive into even more if you want to talk about like the field construction side, and you were asking all these questions about, well, what do you need in order to maintain moisture in the soil from underneath. They talked about how you could irrigate from below the soil surface and all these things. Your mind just was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing.
Well, there's certain things like, they're always coming out with new stuff, and it's like super cool and interesting, because like you would never thought before that like, oh, we could do this, or you might have thought, oh, it was probably already in practice. But you realize that, no, this is a new piece of technology that we're now getting to use, and that, it's very beneficial, and you could just see the benefits day to day.
Yeah, for sure. How about you, Max? Classes and everything, you're very new to all this, which a lot of people, first of all, shout out Max for getting into the 4-year program at Virginia Tech. But again, like this is so new to you. You just joined the program this year. I was super excited when I was able to, add you to the, trip and everything, because I knew you'd thrive in the opportunity to meet people. You were always at the forefront of when people were, attached to me, trying to learn every single person that was there and meet them. What was it like for you being able to see sort of, the professional side of everything?
Just like everyone else was saying, it was really eye-opening, because every single person I talked to, like, oh, how'd you get into the industry? Every single person was like, it was an accident every time. So it was really interesting seeing the professional side of, how this is people living sometimes, where, I've just barely delved in and just helping out maybe after school to painting the field for football. But it was really interesting meeting everybody for NFL, baseball, and I'm going to go to the classes. One of the classes I thought was really interesting was it me and you, Jack, and Charlie, that went to the one where the guy was talking about the different chemical balances and imbalances of grass and how they different thrive. It was the baseball field one. Okay, so
the first talk you're talking about when they did the renovation.
Yeah, I think so.
The 100-day something, but yeah,
stuff I would have never had.
Did you go to that?
Thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was the one where the guy, like, he handed out, like, he did physical representations of, if you give grass too much salt, you're going to get salty. And we were eating sunflower seeds. He's like, how do you feel? He's like,
I need water.
It was really, really interesting, because it just was, from what I knew was on the surface, was just a deep iceberg of stuff I could have never imagined of, how much science is into it. It's not just grass. It's a lot deeper than that.
Love that.
Golf, what Max said, like a lot of the talks I went to were all like kind of research orientated or like scientific. And like it really just shows like how much of the industry is based off science and like how deep and focused you can get. Like I went to one, like it was all about like the water, like PGRs and like water. And it was really just fascinating. This like guy did all his research just to like save water, and like, which is really important. And it was just showed like eye-opening to like see that there's a like, it doesn't just have to be like maintaining sports fields. It could also be in like academia.
I thought it was really cool to see all the new technology that they have now, and they're still working on more to broaden the playability and everything to make it easier. And we only have so much that we have available to us here, so seeing it put into use was a really cool experience.
Love that. Now I know you have to go, so sorry, what were you gonna say?
Well, I thought Max brought up a really good point. Is that like when we're getting ready to go to college and maybe go into career, we think that we probably aren't prepared enough as many like the professionals that we saw at the SFMA, but how like we did talk to like other people and they're just like, yeah, I went to go major in English and then just decided, that's not working out. So I had a friend that got me into like the field management.
Wasn't doing it for me, guys. I couldn't do it.
I just landed on field management. I worked my way up, and I was like, that is a very weird route, and there's a lot of zigzags to a lot of people's stories. And I'm like, yeah, I feel more prepared now. Like I feel that
Miller's helped a little bit here.
Yeah, like it was kind of funny just hearing all these different things, and like sometimes I'd ask a question like, "What'd you want to be in life?" And I've gotten the response of like, "I wanted to be a rock star." Like
Danny, I didn't know that about Danny until we did that.
I was like, that's crazy. He was in a band, long hair,
amazing. I was like, yes. I was like, can we get this man a guitar on the podcast right now?
Yeah, I was like, geez, I didn't realize how like people like just like got into this like industry. That was like so funny to me.
Shout
like
out Danny.
Where they started and how they ended up. Like, but yeah, I don't know if you guys like realized that, but that was like just sort of ironic that how it was just like.
It's truly special, when you hear some of the stories, and that's what I love about this podcast is being able to sort of tell those stories, because there are some people that, they had nothing and they kind of came from nothing, and, they never went to college, they didn't graduate high school, they got a GED, and now they're head groundskeepers, Like, those are the things that are really cool, and to understand just sort of how all of it works out. And
I think it provides also reinsurance, because like
reassurance.
Because like if you like, it shows that you can go into this industry with nothing, and as long as you prove yourself, you put the work in, and you like just are a hard worker and wanting to get that next promotion, you could get high in the ranks. Like you could show yourself, improve yourself, and get the benefits of it.
I will say that I do believe there has been a big change in sort of standards and expectations. A lot of people expect some sort of degree, even if it's a 2-year degree, which, that 2-year degree saves you like 10 years of your career. You're going to get passed up for someone who doesn't have a college degree. I'm not trying to belittle those people that have worked their way up, but times have changed. So like minor league baseball, prime example, like you weren't required to have any sort of degree. Now your assistant has to have a certificate or an associate's degree in order to be the assistant. And that's the number 2 person. So like those are the things that are changing. That what's cool about it is those minor league teams can now pay for that person to get their 2-year degree.
Yeah.
So like things like that, it's great.
That's what I also see is like there's just also more opportunity to go and advance yourself in like school and education, because you could do school online now, of 100%. Course. And like if you're in like apprenticeship, for 2 years, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I need a degree now. Well, you just go online and just work towards it. And if it is, like I said, if you put the work in, you like dedicate yourself to that position, you're going to get the benefits of it. So,
So I want to get this before you go. What did you love about the trip, and what was sort of like the high point? Like, this is going to stick with me for a very long time. Like this was something that, was, whether that's going to be like, maybe it was me with Sorokin, or was it something else? What was your favorite part about the trip, and what excited you the most for like an opportunity in sports field management?
I think that everyone there really just loved their job, and seeing that they wanted to help others, especially the younger generation, because I know like in any other field, there's always competition. Like someone wants to be better than the other person, but in this one, you just want to help everyone. And I think that really stuck with me throughout everything. And yeah, I'm going to play with grass. So
I love that. Not anything specific to the event other than obviously the people that you want to highlight before you head out?
I would say like everyone has their own field that they're good in. Like there was marketing. I don't remember who did the talk on that.
Meg.
Yes.
Shout out Meg.
And seeing what's the blonde? The head groundskeeper of the Aces.
Leah.
Yes. Seeing her talk about how she got up there, since I was one of the few girls on our team, that was really cool to hear her experience with that. And I just love hearing everyone's background from how they got there.
All right. Well, thank you for taking the time. I know you're in a rush, so I apologize for that.
She's too cool for us.
Yeah. We wish we were cool as Cat. It's fine. You know.
And strong. I wish I was as strong as Cat.
It's okay, said Mac. You're never gonna be able to catch that.
Hey, I can get close.
You know, we skip squat day too often. She's got to head to the gym after practicing for 2.5 hours, probably.
I might be.
I might be pro leg day.
Oh God!
As you can tell.
See ya.
When it comes to grounds maintenance, Toro's Groundsmaster mowers are the preferred choice for professionals who require nothing but the best. Visit Toro's website today to learn more about their Groundsmaster mowers and their entire lineup of commercial equipment. Toro, count on it.
Guys, obviously, you know, we've sort of segued into Tuesday wasn't your birthday. Wednesday was, right?
Wednesday was my birthday.
So Wednesday. What else did we have? Oh, we had the Toro welcome reception.
Oh yeah.
Shout out Josh, Chris, Troy, all the boys at Toro. I had a blast at that event. I might have been like running around with my head cut off looking for people, but what was it like for you guys to be able to talk to professionals and really just be a part of, you know, I don't think you guys noticed this. You guys were kind of celebrities at the event. Like if you were wearing the Brentsville Turf logo, everybody's like, oh gosh, it's Brentsville.
I mean, we were all like 10 years younger than everybody.
Well,
like, whose
yes,
kid is this?
Yes, but there were still plenty of people that were like, they know who we are and the brand and all that. What was that like for you guys sort of taking part in that, meeting people? Dr. Jaworski from Penn State, obviously you guys hit it off at the welcome reception talking about weather patterns and everything. The man is just good at what he does and Jack wants to learn. But for you guys, like being able to see, meet and really just connect with professionals, you know, that, I don't know, who'd you guys meet? Who'd you guys have like, you know, I didn't know I was going to meet this person. It was really cool.
There was a lot of people that we actually got to meet. Me personally, though, I got to meet some pioneer guys that were, you know, into, I can't remember exactly what their role is in Pioneer, but yeah, they talked about me with like, you know, the company and everything. And there's also other people aside from Pioneer. I think we got to meet, like, of course, the Toro people and then some professors. So I think the greatest part, though, was we normally see these people in like professional settings. We got to be very professional, have suit and tie, khakis, polo. You got to be professional.
Can I just explain to the listeners like the glare I was getting to tell them they had to tuck in their shirts? They were like, "You mother trucker."
But like, I always like to see professionals outside of a professional environment because, and I'm sure it's like good to see me outside professional environment too, just to see how I act normally. But like, just
do I know how that is? Like,
I'm not gonna go with that, but you know, like it's good to see them outside the professional environment because, like, you know, you can just sort of have a sit down talk with them, like nothing that's too like you don't need to go in depth with anything. You just like sort of have like conversation back and forth and nothing that's like super serious. And you know,
is there anyone that you really like talked to and had a great like you walked away with their number?
I walked away with a few. I could say that I was not successful in getting numbers, but I was able to walk away with some business cards.
That's literally the number. It's on the business card. That's why you have a business card.
I email them. I don't call them by their phone.
I'm not saying call them. Never mind.
So, but yeah.
Who'd you get business cards from? Oh, our classroom's falling apart. Sorry, guys.
Just leave that.
Zach almost got hit by a flying canvas.
It was planned. He tried.
No,
he had an attempt.
No.
Miller 0, Zachary 1.
Max, how about you? Did you meet anybody that, you know, you got to talk to Danny for a bit. I know you missed him in Charlotte, but
talked to him pretty briefly.
Yeah.
Seemed fun. One person I enjoyed talking to, and I wish I had that little book we had because I wrote her information down. She was the woman that did the field for Qatar for the soccer tournament.
The FIFA World Cup one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember. right into my tongue. She was really very awesome to talk to.
I feel bad that I don't know her name.
I know. She was very cool, but
Did we go to her booth too?
Yeah, it was one that had like, the spinning.
Yeah.
Remember this?
Yeah, she was nice.
I wish I had my book. It would be so embarrassing. But it was really, really cool talking to her because it showed a different side of turf where, you know, when I first thought of turf, I was pretty wrong about everything. But, I thought, you know, it was just NFL fields and working under groundskeeping and golf courses. But then she really showed me that there is really an entrepreneurship aspect of it. That, and I met a lot of other people that were also entrepreneurs. Where a couple months later, I looked at my wallet and I had a bunch of business cards I forgot about. But like how wide the spectrum can be with turf, where you had people that run golf courses and you have people that make sod for a specific grass type. It's like it never ended of what you could do.
Yeah, that's something I always, and you missed it, obviously, you know, joining this year, but sophomore year, we really dive into just how broad, and Jack, you could probably quote me on this, Zach, you too. What have I always said about just turf can really take you wherever you want to go in this world. If you want to go live on a mountaintop where you're never seen again and you're okay with not a lot of money, you could find a golf course on top of a mountain in Colorado and live your days out happy as can be. If you want to go to England and you want to manage a sports field, you can do that. You can go find a job. If you want to go live in New Zealand and manage a rugby field, you can, or golf courses. We talk about how just you put a pin in Brentsville, just within a 10-mile radius, how many golf courses are there?
Probably like 6 or 8.
6 to 8. That's 10 miles. Now put that on a scale of the entire United States. How many golf courses are there? How many sports fields, parks and rec, professional stadiums, minor league stadiums, colleges, all the above. Whatever you want to do, you can find it and you can thrive. So I love that and I appreciate you for that. So, but you, Jack?
Well, I met a lot of people, but I liked meeting the Penn State professor. Like he really went into like the weather apps, and I just asked him one question, and he just went off on every single weather app there was. And he explained to me the pros and cons, and it was honestly just really informational. Like it showed just like how much different aspects impact the turf stuff. Like he was showing me like how to read the maps, what to look for, the dew points. And then I also met a Toro sales rep. He was like the sales rep for sports turf for all of the Pacific West Coast or something like that. Matt Anderson. I met him.
My guy. Love him.
Had a very cool conversation with him about the future of Toro, what type of equipment they're coming out with, and really just what he does on a day-to-day like basis. Like we were just talking about earlier, like wherever there is grass, there could be a job for us. Like there's always a need for chemical sales rep, equipment manufacturers, equipment salesmen, people who take care of the course. So it really is just like you can do whatever you want in this job.
Yeah, for sure. Going into, Wednesday, obviously I didn't leave you guys in the dust or anything, but I had a lot going on getting ready for the keynote and everything. What was it like? Obviously, sort of getting your feet wet, understanding like what the conference is like. Second morning, you guys went to a few talks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Any interesting ones you want to talk about? Yeah.
I went to this one about automated mowers.
Autonomous.
Yes, that was pretty cool.
Love that.
And the guy went through all like the pros and cons of all of them. A lot of problems can happen.
So I've always, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but the thing I love about autonomous is like they're not there yet to where it truly is autonomous. You still got to be there when it's running. Like you can't just click a button and say go. You're like you have to watch it. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, that was there's definitely, he was talking about the pros and cons where you're not paying for gas, but then you're also wasting potentially like it took like 8 hours for it to cut just a regular field because it was so small, and then it goes slowly because it's razor blades. It's like it cuts the grass. Mm-hmm. And after that too, we went out. I went out with Mason in the conference because we both went to the automated, what would you call it? Autonomous mowers. And we started talking to different people, saw all the different designs and everyone's different takes on it. So, and it was cool seeing, where a big problem, or not a big problem, but a big issue that a lot of people were talking about the SFMA conference was that they're not getting as many workers as they'd like. So then they're coming up with different solutions as they're not replacing people, but they're figuring out ways to get around that of being shorthanded. So I thought that was very interesting.
For sure. And I love that because there are so many different avenues that are trying to figure that out. Yeah. They're trying to understand, okay, if I can have an autonomous paint machine, a lot of places like Parks and Rec is where a lot of these autonomous things can, have a major difference on like workload and stuff like that. Instead of having 3 guys painting, you have 1 person monitoring the paint machine. 3 guys would be pulling string, 1 guy painting, like moving 20 fields at a time. Like there are certain time frames where that makes sense. I know Greg Elliott out with the San Francisco Giants, the baseball team. He has autonomous mowers that, they don't have mowing patterns in the field at AT&T, not AT&T, whatever it is now. So nobody quote me on that. But like it runs all night. So like when they come in, it's cut. Yeah. Like those are situations where I could see like autonomous mowers having a difference. But again, like you said, you just don't know like certain Parks and Rec, if the machine's not like a big 100-inch wide mower, like
it'll take a while.
You're going to be mowing, you're going to be playing from like 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. or later if you have lights. Like when is the mower supposed to go for more than, maybe 5 hours before somebody's on the field, right? So, there are a lot of different things. And part of that is like programs like ours, finding people who can be professionals and be a part of that growth of the industry. But I do love the idea. Again, autonomous is just a huge market right now that they're working on. All right, now I want your brutal honesty on this one. How was the keynote?
It was all right. Nah, it was good.
Ouch.
It went really smoothly. It was like a very diverse panel, so that really just went well. You had like a professor, it's baseball, a football, like it really, and even a side manager. He was funny, but the food was great.
What did he say? He was like, my philosopher, the Dixie Chicks or something. I was trying to not laugh because I had a live mic on. I was like, damn it, Chad, what am I supposed to do? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but the food was great, and like it really just like showed the different perspectives that everyone has in the like industry, and it was, I believe, called like the future of turfgrass or something like that. Beyond the Field. So
if I ever write my book, that's going to be the name of the book.
Yeah, so
be on the lookout 2026.
All right, mark your calendars. Get the publisher ready. Dr. Miller book.
But there was a lot to the name too. It was like describing our future with our history and the technological advancements and blah 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 blah. I actually came up with the title. Well, I actually came up with a lot of the stuff, like all the questions and everything. Fun fact for those that are listening. Like 36 minutes in, made it all up after that. We went through all of our questions because everybody was just like, I was like, oh my gosh, it's over. I'm going to be screwed. Like,
just be sitting up there.
So like literally like the second half was all on the spot. I just came up with questions. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, I couldn't even tell it was made up. So I guess you did.
Yes!
You did
Success!
You did a pretty good job then.
Thanks.
But I like them talking about like the problems in the industry. Like you can't like just ignore those, and they really showed like that they're overcoming these problems through looking at like the history, the future, like our new generation of people that are gonna come into this workforce. Most of them do want to work. It's just like a lot of us do get a bad rep for how kind of lazy we are.
You TikTokers.
The TikTok generation. Screenagers, yeah.
Kids.
Max, I know you have a TikTok, don't lie.
I do.
Do you do dances on there?
No, I don't dance. I went kind of viral on one, but
oh, yeah?
I don't try hard enough.
Oh, let me see the viral one. I got to see this.
It was about Spirit Week.
Oh,
Is it about,
I remember.
you know,
It was
like
when I dressed up as a sorority girl for frats versus
stop
sorority.
it.
I had a nice wig
For
on.
those that don't know, Max was in a very short George situation with a blonde wig, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
anybody
think I
would like
took
a video
He
Abby's
painted
t-shirt.
he painted the field with it. I think Abby took a picture of it.
It was so cold.
It was late too. It was not early in the season, right? It was like the fourth game.
School Wi-Fi's messing me up. But yeah. Also one most spirited for senior superlative. Not to
Little
flex on you
plug,
guys.
little plug.
Little plug.
And then I got like 46,000 views on it, so that was funny.
I think I topped that, but go ahead.
I think I was actually one of those views. I might have liked it.
I did not see it before. Sorry.
I'm just, I did, it's a whatever thing.
Go ahead.
What's the most viral video you guys have on the TikTok for turf?
Give me a second.
He has.
Let
the
me tell
video.
you, there's a lot of underwhelming ones.
Hashtags. And
45,000.
that's good.
I think that's the most.
That's also a cool part.
Just put a wig on, some booty shorts. Double.
That's how we go viral.
You want to talk about me getting fired faster than you? Dude, check out Jack in the mullet.
Oh,
Heck yeah.
2 years ago. That's rough.
Patrick too.
That's rough.
That was a good time.
That's something cool too that a lot of people talked about, at least for us, was
Social
that
media.
if they want the industry to grow, we gotta adapt and do social media. So it was cool that you and Liz and whoever else edits the videos, you guys are starting something new, a trend that I think a lot of the SFMA people are going to start doing also.
Like Leah touched on it.
Let's take a moment to acknowledge our sponsor, the Toro Company, and their Workman UTX. The Workman UTX is tough and dependable with the highest payload in its class, rugged design, powerful performance, and unmatched versatility. It gets the job done without compromise. Visit Toro's website to learn more.
In the keynote, like social media, like she runs a very successful social media like presence, and
All right,
she
don't like give her a big head or anything.
like it might be a little bit. Yeah, it's pretty good. But she really touched on like this younger generation likes that stuff.
Yeah, the younger generation does.
Yeah, and so it's like how you're gonna attract the next type of people. Like it's really you just have to adapt.
Yes.
100% can agree with you more.
For sure.
Obviously, we try to touch on a lot of different things in the keynote. Zach, what was your take sort of on, that we haven't done something like that. It's usually like a inspirational speaker or whatnot, but like the panel was something
Trust me,
new.
he's an inspirational speaker. Inspirational speakers.
I was going to say, you better not be talking about me because I'm not inspiring at all. Inspiring is what I said.
The George Tomo Award, he's not inspired.
Yeah, golden ring.
doesn't really do
Doesn't mean nothing.
Doesn't do anything in the community.
Stop it.
But
Stop it.
the keynotes, going off Jack's point of view, food was really good. Steak and potatoes.
I love how the food is the only thing we're talking
It was
about.
really for them.
That wasn't steak and potatoes. That was the award
It was like
banquet.
pork.
It was really good.
It
though.
was like chicken or...
There was potatoes, mashed potatoes though.
Yeah, there was at one point.
I think...
The food throughout the event was just really
Yeah,
good.
but aside from that, I'll actually get back on topic.
Smith Ma.
The first thing I will say I realized, it felt like a late night show. I'm sorry. Great keynote, a lot of great
in a
points
good
on the
way.
next generation and like the next generation of workers, but like that just felt like I was watching like Jimmy Fallon or something like that.
I think that might be the greatest thing
like-
ever said about me in my life.
Like I was just like
That might have been the kindest thing.
I was like
All right,
sitting
which
on my
one, which
couch.
one do you think I was? Jimmy Fallon?
James Corden,
Wow.
What's no?
same looks.
Who am I thinking? Who am I thinking?
That was...
No, who's the one who owns all the cars?
Jay
Jay
Leno.
Leno.
Jay Leno.
Because of my gray hair.
Yep.
Oh, I hate you.
Yep.
It was,
Oh,
it was
gosh.
entertaining.
We
though.
got someone saying James Corden because I'm big, and the other one saying I'm Jay Leno because I got gray hair. You guys are great kids. That's all I gotta say.
Very supportive.
Best of the best.
It was just honestly the keynote was like actually nice to watch. Like it was like 2 hours and it didn't really.
It was literally an hour, but okay.
Okay, it was an hour. Felt like 2. No, just kidding.
Wow. I guess it wasn't that Jay Leno.
No, it went quick. So yeah, and then right after we had our test.
I was say you guys like so. Give them sort of a background of like what you guys did, because when I was in college, we didn't study even a quarter as much as you guys did. Not even like close. Like, when was our time frame? What did we plan, and how did we sort of execute sort of all the studying? And Max, you came in sort of towards the end of it all. When did we start?
I think we really started in November. Like
I think it was like right before Thanksgiving.
Like truly November, like was when we started studying. It was kind of like. It kind of ended up as a weekly thing where it was only every Sunday at like.
Which most of December was 2 times.
Yeah.
Friday and Sunday.
Yeah.
I thought we even started like in October.
Well, we did start doing like little like once every other week, probably
beginning of October,
maybe late December or September.
I think we had started talking before I went to Georgia, which was like the second week of October. And then we ended up sort of
because I know a lot of
meeting.
them.
I think we had consistent meetings starting like first week of November.
Like a lot of the first few meetings we had was mainly just getting attendance up and just seeing who's going to be actually going. And then
because we had 2 people bow out. Because not at the last minute, thank goodness.
Once we got like a strict like. These people are going and, we know that for sure they're not going to like bail out or, there's not going to be any second guesses. Then that's just when we started committing and like really just going at like studying, I guess, for the.
Yeah. So you guys did a phenomenal job. Like I had stuff prepped, but it wasn't nearly as, what was that face for, Jack?
Oh no, I'm thinking. Sorry, I sidetracked myself.
He totally looked at me like, yeah, right. So I had a few things prepped. Like
we did have PowerPoints and like stuff to go over. I remember the disease one, and you brought some of your stuff from Virginia Tech.
Yeah, we had a bunch of stuff that we went over, even though I wasn't prepped in Jack's eyes, based off the face he just made. And I'll say it, I was not the forefront of our study sessions, for a lot of them. I think most of December I gave 1 presentation a week, because you guys were like, hey, we need to go over this or we need to go over that. But you guys did the study guide, and we had the 2 teams. Each team did their own study guide. We broke it down into how many sections? Like 3 sections a person?
Yeah, 3 to 4.
You guys created the content for the study guide. Shout out SFMA for the best kept secret. Like their sports field management 101 is like a study guide for the bowl, So everyone did that. Everyone went through the modules, got to see all the different things. Unfortunately, at Brentsville, we didn't really have the plants other than our fields and obviously surrounding areas, but we didn't have like the specimen, in a pot, which I could have done a better job of, but at the same time, like it wasn't something we had time to grow. Like I didn't have centipede grass just chilling somewhere, but you got to do, we had insects and all that we didn't have on site. We had
pictures, Quizlets.
Which we used pictures and stuff. Quizlets was Jack's favorite thing. But you guys like went above and beyond. We had some hiccups, which we had our fun with and got over it, thank goodness. I'm looking at you, Zach. But everyone sort of brought it together towards like right before Christmas. So we really hit the ground running when we came back. I think we met like 6 times in January.
Yeah.
And that's 2 weeks really what we had. But let's talk about it. What was your experience like? How prepared did you feel? Like, newsflash, like everyone's like, the fact you're walking in the room is incredible. And I had high expectations for you guys. I didn't expect you to fail or anything like that, but I expected you to place. You guys placed higher than I expected. What was that like? How was the, going in there? Were there jitters? We studied the night before in the hotel. your experience, the SFMA Collegiate Turf Bowl.
So for me, like, I didn't really feel any nervousness because I just kind of like, you know, like I was a little bit nervous, but you got to expect nervous because like Tiger Woods once said, if you're not nervous, you don't care.
Tiger
This
Woods
guy
of
is
grass.
America. He's just brave.
So like, I mean, but like we did all we could do. We studied, we prepared, and now we just got to execute. And so we did that. Like during our test, we all felt good. We shared our answers. We disputed our differences, and we really honestly just worked together to like take the test pretty well. And we were split up into 2 different teams, so I'm not sure about what Max's team was like.
Team B crushed the multiple choice for sure. But walking in there, I felt very prepared. But one thing though is when we got to the insects part, oh my goodness!
I heard you guys like, oh no.
We knew what the insects were. That's a red ant. Is that a southern red ant? Is that a northern red ant? Is that an invasive red ant? I didn't know there's that many red ants. Like there was just a lot of different insects, especially. I mean, it got crazy.
When they said word bank, I thought that they were literally just gonna do. There are 10 insects. You get 10 names.
Oh no!
You know?
No.
It was like
They said, "Nah, we're gonna give you all 175."
Yeah, had insect name and then subgroups where it went A, B, C, D under just one insect. But besides that,
Love that for
we
you
all
guys.
felt pretty good. We weren't panicking at any time. We were like, oh my God, we don't know what's going on. We were
First time I
prepared.
ever took the test. Holy crap. Like I think I'd been to like 4 meetings like for Turf Club. It wasn't like that well known. And I think that like the majority of the kids that were in it were much more towards the golf show. It was me, 2 or 3 other freshmen, and like 1 junior. And so like we're just like, I don't know what's going on. And you know, to see you guys come out and, you know, literally dead middle of the field between 4-year and 2-year. I'm curious what your guys' place was with the 2-year programs. I feel like you probably placed pretty high. Like last year, like 2 years ago, like they were like 6, you know, and that's not too far off the, you know, the 3 spot, you know, getting on stage. But like, what was sort of like your guys' take on it? Like, what did you learn? How did you see overall, like how that experience, you know, maybe you improve upon it the next time you go, you know, say going for tech, and now you have a really good, you know, you really have like the cheat code to it, to be honest with you. Like being able to say, I already done this, get out of my way. Like now you have actually resources, everything at Virginia Tech, and just carry that team. Because I think you guys did beat the 2-year teams at Tech.
Maybe.
Yeah.
You beat Sam Heaton. Oh boy.
Shout out Sam Heaton.
That's right. We called you out, Sammy boy.
Yeah, like I think the whole experience doing like the testing and everything was like I liked it essentially because we got to work as a group. It wasn't like a lone star, you know, you do this test by yourself and you have to do it in a certain time and everything. It's like you got to work with alongside 3 other people that, for us at least, you know, studied just as hard, and you could rely, at least with me, I relied on my teammates to, you know, get their feedback and see what they had to offer. Like, you know, working with Jack, Charlie, and then Liz. When it came down to like, you know, the identification part, you know, I was stuck with the irrigation because I've done a lot of manual work with irrigation, like behind doing like the golf course and stuff like that.
Did you think you did well?
Oh, I think I did.
We rocked that.
Yeah,
or he rocked that.
Like the piping itself, that was really easy. Like there was like one maybe that was like, you know, nothing on here matches up with it, but there was only one thing that made logical sense. So like you know, like when it came to like compression fittings and stuff like that, that was like super easy. You know, it's just like I've worked with those every single day.
Super duper.
But like, and then of course, you know, instantly you go into the next thing and you go to grasses where I help Jack out, and like, you know, it's just being able to work together and like be like, okay, what
How
do we
did the grass identification go?
It went all right.
That face said no, it did not.
Like
The pots were easy. So they had the seed headlings.
Like not the. I'm talking about the actual grass.
Oh yeah, the actual grass went pretty
We had
fine.
an easy time too.
Yeah, like it would be like someone will like say, okay, it might be this species, and then we'll get back. Like
I did get your seeds. I did. What did you pick the small seed? Which one did you go with?
I don't remember.
I can't remember the exact season.
I don't remember seeds at all.
All I can remember was thinking, I was looking at those pictures. I'm like, Quizlet, help me,
Like
Quizlet.
Return to my brain.
we were able to like probably like down it to like 3 grasses just based off like, oh, it's a warm season grass, hairy.
Pick a tiger best.
That's basically what it came down to for like the last like 2 to 3 grasses.
Don't say that.
I mean, we were 100% confident every answer.
Danny just sees Jack and Zach playing rock paper scissors. Which one is like?
All right, I'm holding a number behind my back. Guess which one it is.
That's new.
We actually didn't do rock paper scissors. We did eeny meeny miny mo. So you'd not see us
Joke's
play.
on you.
But also like the physical portion of it, which was in the math section, we did the fertilizer spreading, which was actually kind of weird to do in like a hotel conference room.
Yeah, that
I
was
saw
odd.
a picture of it and I was like, that's got to be like the most awkward thing I've ever seen. You guys like, it's like a drop spreader.
Yeah,
right? It
we
was like
used a drop spreader.
It's like a Scotch drop spreader, which like the handle doesn't go above like 1.5 feet off the
Yeah.
ground. You're like, all right, here we go.
And I think we like actually both groups did very well because Addison was the math portion and I was the math portion. Like we just focused
How
on
was
stuff.
the math? I did not prepare you guys well enough for that. We didn't ever have our like sit down.
I think the math went well. I know Addison said she like me and her got the same answers for like every single
Shout out
single one.
Addison. You know,
Yeah.
you and Max and Addison like worked their asses off, and I am so appreciative of you guys. I hope you know that. I love you guys too, but you had 3 years of time. You can, like, he had to go to a golf course with you to learn about all the things and everything because we don't have it here.
Yeah, that was interesting though, but with the fertilizer, because I think, you know, I'm not egotistic, but I feel like I could have figured it out because I remembered from doing it in your class.
Yeah, we did
and
do it in
watching
our
you
class.
how you did it, where you were like, all right, now go how far, and then we remeasured it. It's like, oh, it made sense seeing you do it and other people doing it in the class where I knew what to do.
Yeah,
even
for
though I
sure.
didn't study for that part.
Love that. Hear that, guys? I'm an okay teacher. Yes.
Golden rake teacher.
Shut up, Zach. I swear. Oh, God. Oh, jeez.
But after this test, though, we all kind of felt like relief. We were done with it.
That was the funnest night
That
of the
was-
whole
we were
conference,
done.
except maybe Thursday night, which was pretty crazy. And I don't think that was just sheer like emotion that night. But like Wednesday night was the fun night. Like that was awesome. Like we got to go down to. Again, thank you, Addison, for setting everything up. But that restaurant, I was just so confused when we walked in. I was like,
I loved it.
I knew
oh,
it was. I
great.
knew it was
I
going to
just
be
was
good.
Confused, like I was
I
just
loved
like,
it.
you walked in,
The
you're
amount
like,
of- the amount of conf-
beach is like 2 feet that way. Like,
Yeah, the amount of confusion just made it very more enjoyable.
Like,
the
I
public
just did a great
interactions.
job.
and
Oh, the
everything,
interactions
I loved
in
it all.
Florida.
I almost moved down to
I was
Florida,
talking about
but-
the Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
For his birthday. What was weird about that?
It's like 3 guys came up to me and said like happy birthday, like mumbled happy birthday to me, and I was just like like it was just strange, but
What?
Give us a tip, please.
No.
food was good.
Florida's
though.
great. Let me just
view.
tell you, Florida's great.
the food was not great.
What?
Dude,
Your food
Florida's
wasn't good?
amazing.
My food was like
I had veal.
it was
I
like
had veal too. Wasn't it good?
It was like rubber. The chicken was like
I've never had
rubber.
veal. I've never had veal before.
Luckily,
so
the
I
Alfredo
got
was
nothing
good.
to judge
I
it
just
off.
I
It
just
was
pushed the
pretty good,
chicken
yeah.
off to the side. It was funny because Mr. Cameron had some. And he's like, dude, it tastes like rubber. I'm like, yeah, no doubt. So, but the fettuccine was good. I still like the Alfredo and everything. But then golf,
Yeah, we did mini golf.
I kicked Jack's ass. I just want to point that out.
Still mad at ass.
Okay.
Kicked his butt on his birthday. No mercy.
Yeah.
For those that are listening, Jack is an incredible golfer, and I won. Just so you know.
If he had his
It
real
might have been miniature
yeah.
putt,
Yeah, I had to
but
bring-
I still won.
I didn't have my real putter. That's why.
Oh, so sorry. I did tell you to put it in the truck. We would have brought it. Although the truck was a whole
Almost stolen.
the truck was a whole other scenario. Oh
About
my
to
goodness!
explode.
I thought we were in trouble. I don't even know how we fit everything in there.
Yeah.
Zach had to literally like remove one of his bags and put it in a backpack, and then Mason was like, his legs were on top of the bag the entire trip, and Kat was like in a corner, pressed in between like backpacks and everything.
She had her blanket. She was sleeping. Almost
That word, yeah.
Almost said sneezing. That would.
Yeah, I was
been
gonna say that word. No, but yeah, that was an awesome night. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to be rude.
Oh, we also had cake. Cake was really good.
Where did we get the
cake?
cake from? No,
Yeah,
cookie cake was the first night.
cookie cake, and then the second cake was it just normal cake?
When
Yeah.
did we eat it? Back
in the
hotel
lobby.
room?
Yeah, when we were in the conference
In the
room.
conference room at the hotel.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
come
we
back
did
to that.
Disney trivia.
I was crushing y'all.
That was
He knew all the Disney
fun.
princesses.
How do you get what? What
was
you get on your
like,
history
which
test, and then all of a
octopus-
sudden you
Yeah.
just know all this?
You know what I didn't realize? We did not sleep at all.
Oh,
that
no.
whole trip, like
When I came home, I fell asleep at like 6 o'clock.
Do you remember the first night and we went on to the conference and Cal was asking the question in my head? I was passing out in my seat.
dude, that
and
was
I
funny.
like-
Matt, it was like I was sitting here like, oh, this is gonna be a great
Yeah,
week.
and this guy's sleepy.
Max is supposed to be the good one. Like, what is going on right
But
now?
they took a plane down. We had to drive.
Hey, it was a
No, I know,
long
that's what I'm
flight.
saying. It's like Max
Long
was supposed to be
flight.
good.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Max was like bobbing like you were in the car with the.
It was crazy.
Dude, it was funny.
saw he was in front of me.
Zach explained to me when we got in the car. He's like, dude, I need this pillow because I fall asleep forward. I was like, what are you talking about? You fall asleep forward? He's like, I lean forward while I'm sitting and I go. Let me tell you, Max was like every 5 seconds, like
was-
all the way through like 3 talks. He's like,
No coffee. It wasn't interesting. I thought it was like everything was great, and I didn't feel tired. But then literally my brain was shutting down.
no, I mean he was engaged.
It was like
it was very weird because I was sitting behind you guys. I was like,
Seeing Kat found that talk very interesting.
I was like,
I really tried to stay awake.
I was like,
couldn't.
Max, get up, Max.
I was fighting demons.
Punch him in the shoulder hard enough, and
No, I didn't hit him.
2 cups of coffee later, and then I was good.
It did take 2 cups because he had 1 cup and he was in the next talk. He was like,
Yeah, it was.
I'm fine.
I don't even know what was wrong with me that day.
No, that's why we didn't go to like the last talk of the day. I was like, you guys are gonna be so tired. It's not gonna be funny.
Next,
That was fun. That was very funny.
Oh god. For my life.
So mini putt was a lot of fun. The trivia was the shock. Shout out Charlie for that. Charlie just for some reason we're in this like.
plugs in the concession
Can we
speaker
just
stand.
talk about again SFMA, nothing against you or anything. That was probably one of the like weirdest hotels I've ever been in. Being the fact that you couldn't fit 3 people on the elevator.
Oh, and we fit all 8 of us.
You couldn't turn the the
little
bellhop courts
Yeah.
into the hallway or anything. It was like, what? Like, and then the last day, Kat reads on the wall, recommended only 3 people ride the elevator.
It was a cramped elevator.
Gosh. We had everyone in one. I was like, oh my goodness, this isn't good.
it's okay.
No, I will say the Disney trivia was fun. I was like, there were things that like I completely forgot in Disney trivia. I was like, oh my goodness, this is wild. But there was like this whole setup in a conference room that really isn't a conference room. It's just like 4 tables, and then they have like a podium with a microphone.
Yeah. and
Charlie's
with the
like,
speaker.
I wonder if I can get the microphone working. I was like, please don't.
Just
He
plugs it in.
Plugs it in. Hello there, my name is Charlie. Welcome to Disney Trivia. I was like, oh God, here we go. No, it was a lot of fun.
Well, what did we start at? We started at random trivia, and it was random. And then we moved on to Disney trivia.
And
Narwhals.
everything was good.
Like there was, what was it? How many hearts does an octopus have? And then it went to
And I
who
went
was the drummer for Nirvana? And then it's in the Foo Fighters. Like it was ridiculous.
And then we just moved on to Disney.
who's the horse entangled? Maximus.
And I knew all of them.
Max did.
They had to
Max
switch
did
it.
rattle off almost all of them.
They had to switch to Disney because I was crushing them so bad.
Yeah.
It was filled with useless information.
It was a good 18th, right? Right, Jack?
Uh-huh.
We did. It was
fun.
one to remember.
It was
for
a
sure.
long day.
It was very
long
long.
day.
The fact that we were having cake at like it was like 10 o'clock at night.
Was that the same day we played football on the beach?
No, it was
That was the next day.
Okay.
Okay, next day.
Okay, shout out Mr. Cameron, but I was so mad that we were playing football. I was so tired. I was finally sitting down. Everything was in the truck. We were good to go. He's like, hey, come on, Drew, let's go play football. I was like, no, like, I don't want
My feet, like,
the sand was rock hard.
I thought like sand is supposed to be soft, like it forms to your foot,
Max and Mason are running around like linebackers,
and
then
the sand was just like concrete.
Yeah.
I was feeling it after.
I will say the distance from hotel to water is not safe. I was like, there was maybe 100 feet from the edge of the pool and then the ocean water.
Oh yeah, there was
of the sand.
In high tide, I went outside and from our room and I looked outside to see how close the water got.
Like 100 feet.
It probably got within 10 feet of like the actual walls.
It was crazy.
Like
I was like, who constructed Daytona's gonna be underwater here pretty soon. I remember Addison talking about the roller coaster. It was funny because she's like, we can do the roller coaster. It's like, well, people died on it, Miller. I was like, no, we can't. Thing? No, there was a roller coaster. So I didn't realize.
I didn't see that.
Oh no, they tore
like
it
where
down.
we walked down the small road to the Hilton from where we are at. That right area that was just like barren wasteland, and then we came back from the Toro welcome reception. There was like a boardwalk. So when you're on the boardwalk to the right and when you're on the road to the right, that was all where the roller coaster was. It had been torn down. I didn't realize it was gone.
Somebody actually died on it.
Apparently there was two people that flew off, but they tore the whole thing down, and it was 6 months ago when this happened. I was like, oh, didn't realize that. All right,
more valuable information to store in the vault for random trivia.
Huh?
More valuable information to store in the vault for random trivia.
Yeah, for sure.
Baseball season is upon us. Toro's Field Pro 6040 was created with ball fields in mind. The Field Pro's multi-tool system allows 4 tools to be carried at once, significantly reducing the time required preparing infields. Scarifying, grading, and dragging can now be completed in a single pass, saving you time and effort. Visit Toro's website today to learn more about the Field Pro's 6040.
That was the whole thing.
So Thursday, we have them both here. We actually started off the morning with our talk. We got to talk alongside Ryan Bajorn. Shout out Ryan, my boy, with the New England Patriots, and Leah Withrow with the Reno Aces. You guys gave a great talk. I'm still trying to get the recording and everything so you can hear it, but Max, watching them and understanding that they had been practicing and everything, what was your take on how well they did? Because I wasn't shocked or anything, but you work on something, and then see them just crush it was wild. I was like, yes. And you guys were up there for 14, 15 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, it was a good chunk. What would your take sort of on their part of the presentation?
I think, and I mean this in a kind way, I think everybody was kind of shocked because of how well you guys did, in a nice way.
No, but
in a very,
you're
very
a high school student, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Putting you guys in that kind of situation is unheard of and sometimes seemed as dumb on my part. You know what I mean? But sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you guys looked very professional. You didn't look down. You didn't stutter. You didn't say every 3 seconds.
Like
I
this
like
guy.
this, and then you did this like this. You guys were really good. And you looked at the crowd and very fluent. I think everybody was just oh, they've done this before. Multiple times. You did better than 95% of people that I would know if they got thrown out there. So that was also interesting to watch too. That was really fun.
Well, I appreciate your kind words.
It's like a proud dad.
He's like a proud father.
Little tear came down my eye and I sucked it back up.
You're like, not today. What was your guys' thoughts? I mean, again, I'll say after, what was going through your mind? You talk about the amount of stuff we did on this trip, to get to the point where it's the last day and it's you did the challenge, you did all the travel, you did all the stuff, and now it's your time to do a presentation at the National SFMA Conference. What was going through your mind?
Oh, I was tired, but it was 8 a.m.
Maybe the tired helped a little bit.
Yeah, but I just had to get out there and execute. But know how to get stuff done.
Sounds like a golfer, bro.
No, it was honestly a lot of fun. We just talked about the program, and it was really easy to talk about something you like. And I think Zach can attest to that. We really just bounced off each other really well. And we did practice, but we didn't really fully practice. We only ran through it like once or twice.
Okay, we went a little more than that. It was
Like-
once or twice, 3 times.
No, like we did that Zoom and we did here one time, and that was it.
And then we did it the night before.
Did we?
Well, it was like more like main thing was like we just covered like keynotes, like or like
The
what do
bullet
you call it,
points.
like key words that we
Points,
need to
yeah.
hit off of, like what
This
you want
was-
to key points what you want to talk
They're
about.
called buzzwords. That's what
Buzzwords.
we called them.
Buzzwords.
Leah and I, our presentation in Salt Lake, it was like, she kept saying that she's going to read a script. I was like, I guarantee you don't read a script. And she killed it. Now she's like talking at all these conferences and everything. And I was like, you have gotten over your fear of, public speaking. So props to her for that. But we went over your buzzwords many, many times.
Yeah. Like when I didn't know what to expect, so like that's what really just filled my nerves. And then once I got
The other thing was it was not crowded. Like there
Like, it
was
was-
a
yeah.
bunch of people.
yeah, compared to
You had-
other ones I went to, it was definitely not crowded.
No. But
There
again,
was still a decent
still a
bit
good-
of
there was
people
still a
there.
you
good
still
amount.
had 70 people in the
There's
room.
still sadly people to look out to.
Yeah, but like that's
But, like, you
better than
gotta-
having no
Well,
one.
the other thing is like you got to understand, like 8 a.m. on Thursday, people aren't awake.
Yeah. But like it was better than not having it, because like I would have been more nervous probably if there was no one there,
It
because
was just Max.
it was be- it was
Everybody-
Front guys.
like, hey guys, what's going
just
on?
Max staring into my
Charlie
soul.
taking photos under the table.
But
I'm
yeah,
not
like
here. Don't think about it. I'm just taking a couple shots.
but like yeah, it was pretty fun to do in a sense, because like you just talk about the program. Like of course there's those buzzwords you want to hit on, but like yeah, you just sort of treat it almost like as a conversation in a sense, to where you just back and forth off each other, and once you get the main points across, then you just keep moving on to the next slide.
Yeah.
We also got a lot of compliments after. Like
gonna say,
I know a
everyone
couple
was
guys came up to us and shook our hands. Made me feel important.
I don't think you guys give yourself enough credit because, this was, I assume, the first time you guys have ever spoken in front of a crowd like that, right?
Yeah.
Both of you, because, you can practice, but if you don't have that experience in the actual moment, it's kind of like a sport, I would guess, but you guys
Yeah.
killed it. You clutched up. Clutch players.
Special plays. Special players. Oh gosh, for those that don't listen, I'm sorry. No, so sort of my take on it, like, yes, I've done this before. Yes, I just did the keynote the day before. Like I have been in front of crowds. I'm always nervous whenever I go into a talk, and I was extra nervous for you guys, not in the sense of like I was worried you weren't going to do well, but like he said, it is your first time. It is something new. I know we had prepped. I know you had your buzzwords. I know you felt confident enough to talk on those. But in my mind, I'm like, get through your own stuff. Like you got to not sound like every 5 seconds, which I have my words and I use them way too much, but like right there, but like it's one of them. I understood that like I needed to perform so that you guys felt confident enough to do it yourselves, and I think I did an okay job, but again, I'm not one to judge myself. But again, like you guys coming through that, and I want to know what your guys' thoughts were when you finished, like just for like, oh shit, we actually did it, or like, oh, maybe kinda, we missed this, we did that. Like you hit every single point that we ever went over, and you went above on a lot of them. Like you talked more in depth. You went on other stuff. Like, what was your thoughts when you came out? Like when we handed the mic over to Julie.
Like I would say from the start though, like when I was there, I didn't really think about it too much. Like that was just the way of like just not really being stressed about it. Like I normally with certain events like that, like public speaking, I overthink it prior to the actual event, and then once I get to it, I'm like, you know what? Whatever happens. It's gonna be in the past, like and we'll get through it. So like once I started, I just went off the buzzwords. Then once I finished this talk with Jack, it was just sort of like, I'm done now. Like I just pass off the gauntlets, whoever the next speaker is, and we just keep moving forward. Like
Past the gauntlet, like it's
the speaking stick, whatever you want to call
talking
it.
stick.
Talking stick. But like it was like, to me it was like really just no big deal, because like I didn't want to overthink everything. I didn't want to like just like overcomplicate things. Because once I overcomplicate things, everything goes south. It just tumbles to the ground. It burns. It crashes. It's just terrible. So like,
again, like that happened in the practices. Like it happened.
Oh yeah, no, especially in the practice. That's my time to overthink things.
It's just like you have this like cascading effect of like, oh no.
Because like my brain works like if I have so many ideas like. And they want to work together. Instead of working together, they just crash into each other. Like they just straight up like it full on. I tumble my words and I just go off track and I look terrible. So main thing was
you looking terrible, not the golden doodle, man.
But like
couldn't be
before the talk and like after the talk, it was just like it's just a talk. You know, it's not.
You did not feel that way. I call BS on that.
No, it was actually kind of funny.
No way
I was like,
there's no way you at the end you didn't go. You know, like
Mr. Bigger Than Life.
Like it was actually kind of funny. It was kind of funny because
it's just grass, man.
You whisper in my ear like it's gonna be okay. You got this. Like you whispered that, and I was like, why is he whispering this to me? I know we're gonna do fine. We're gonna do great. Me and Jack, we're a tag team.
You did not say that.
He was coaching
No, I swear. There's no way when you said you got this, you were like, yeah, dude, totally not happening. But yeah, we got it. It's fine.
It's okay, Zach. All human.
Jack, the real answer. Go ahead.
After it was just kind of like a sigh of relief. Like,
there it is.
You know, like, yeah, it's hard, but I was kind of like, we could do it. And I was proud of how well we did. And you even like pat us on our backs and whispered like, you guys did a phenomenal job. And I was like, that just boosted my ego. And
he's like, I'm him this time.
Timothy.
Boosted my ego. He's like, yeah, I did.
Yeah, but after that, I was still just kind of tired. So I just kind of went back to like,
Lee and Ryan got to talk up to what we did now.
After that, I just kind of sat there and like, we just kind of, we're done. We don't have to like do anything more or think about it anymore. And we could just relax now. So it was just like kind of like relief.
That was one of my favorite pictures of the trip too, was up on that balcony.
Yeah.
We walked all the way over there. It was like, this thing is going to open. You're like, oh, we just walked all the way over here. It's not going to open. But yeah, no, that was a big moment for the trip. I mean, that was wild.
I got a cool picture with the American flag in the back too. It's like
That's
waving and everything.
I just said like that. That was one of my favorite shots of the trip.
Not that like it was sketchy on that platform.
We started jumping to scare.
No offense.
It was firm.
No offense, but yes offense. Everything in that conference center was sketchy.
How? That was a nice conference center.
Are you kidding me?
All
the audio wouldn't work. You know, Maritz's PowerPoint slide wouldn't show up. Like,
I had
there
no
were
problems.
3 pillars right in front of the stage for the keynote and everything. Like, what?
I had no
That
problems.
is true as Daytona, but I mean, like that was our first ever like conference. What were we?
That is true.
But like we had nothing to judge on.
It looked fancy.
It's like, I think it was, you're gonna go to San Diego for the golf show when you go to college, and you're gonna be like, yeah,
The food was good there too.
That's like staying at La Quinta in North Carolina, like going to La Quinta in Georgia.
Shut your mouth. I can't just appreciate you didn't have to pay for anything. It was not that bad. Everyone survived just fine. Good times. Good times.
And then after, we also got to go to the trade show. And
I was gonna say, how was the trade show for you guys? I think you guys were like all over the place.
I think we saw every single one.
Did anybody get AirPods?
No.
Everybody get them?
No one won the giveaway.
I got texted, no.
Darn.
Yeah, but we saw a lot of
Stole my
cool random
information.
things. Like I know like there was a spreader or like a sprayer that was like basically a grandstand sprayer, which was really cool to see, and I got to stand on it. And you also get a lot of
picture.
Yeah, you also get a lot of free stuff too. So that's always a big plus.
Yeah,
I knew that was gonna come out.
like it was great to see all the industries that are like in this, or like private industries in the turf industry, like seeing all what they have to offer.
Well, it's not even the private. It's like the avenue. Like there were so many companies there that are not like sports field based. They're, you know, you guys met the guys from like New Zealand that were with Kikuya Goal or whatever it is, like, or, you know, like they were like the facilities based stuff. They're like, hey, we've got soccer nets, we've got, you know, sports field applications when it comes to like foul poles and all the things that are facility based, you know. that sports field managers are in charge of, but also you obviously had all the crazy, cool like seed companies. You got to see MVP Genetics with Adam, the iron cutter people.
Thank you for
shout out Adam
gifts.
for those awesome mugs.
Yeah.
You also
And bags.
have them.
Yeah.
And
Scared to
bags.
use it because I don't want to lose it. That's how nice they are.
He's like, I really like it. I don't want to lose anything.
Oh, I just put it on my bookshelf and put it as a trophy.
See, Adam, they love it. Now, what was some of the things that you really enjoyed from the trade show? I feel like shout out the guys at Carolina Green. You guys helping them out. They continually say thank you. What was your favorite part about the trade show?
Probably seeing that automated sod mower. That was like, how
The
big was it?
roller.
No, it was
Jack was freaking out about the
It was
the race car rollers.
Shoot, I can't remember if it was for. I don't think it was for golf courses. It could have been for golf courses, but it was like, it was
Reel
like this,
mower?
Yeah, it was like this huge reel mower.
one?
Yeah, that huge reel mower.
Robotic reel mower.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude, that was
one
insane.
was cool. I got to speak to the engineer who like helped design that, and that was pretty neat.
Our engineering geeks geeking out.
Well, not to say I'm geeking out, but I may have asked him every single thing that was on that and what it did. So
Just
and
testing
why
him
they
out.
designed it that way, and what are some benefits behind
Got to see
having-
our favorite people at the Toro booth. Did a couple of episodes
Yep.
there. Second favorite shot, probably it's either that
Oh,
shot
the
or
cart.
the one on the cart might have been my favorite shot.
That's my mom's favorite.
Yeah, that was my favorite, or the one on the. I was just biased about the other one because I was actually in that one. I didn't just take the picture.
I'm still so like conflicted because like I wanted to go to the turf tank booth, but I never got myself to go there, and I'm actually kind of like
sorry,
I'm
buddy.
regretting it that I didn't go to the turf tank.
I'll get you down there to the headquarters. I'm sure they'd love to have you. So, I mean, we talk about all the different aspects of what that was, being able to meet people. We got to go back to the hotel, pack up, and we even we lost how many freaking bags, and we still couldn't freaking pack the truck up. It was like
4 suitcases were like checked onto flights, and we
After.
still were.
we were still packed to the gills.
Yeah.
I think we did fit the stuff that was inside the truck in the bed so that Mason was not,
And my bag wasn't near my feet, I don't think.
Yeah, I think we got a
So,
couple things in there. So,
Yeah.
we did have a lot of food left over. You guys did not eat as much as I expected you to.
We were just so busy.
Well, we were always out.
Yeah,
When we
but
came
you
back,
guys
we
were
were
up
so-
until 3 o'clock in the morning, like you said.
wasn't hungry.
And Matt's like, we might have done that
No
twice.
midnight munchies.
And then obviously, the banquet, that was something that I was excited for you guys to be able to accept the award on behalf of everyone, Stop looking.
We all got to look fancy.
What was that like? I always, I don't want to sound like a jackass here, but I feel like the award it still holds the value of it because it's still a field of the year, which is incredible. But people here at Brentsville are kind of numb to it because it's the 4th one we've won. And it's the best field in the country, which is something to be said. And a lot of kids in the classroom don't understand the gravity of the situation. What would you say to them being there, being able to accept the award, seeing you guys get up, walking across the stage right before the guys at Duke University for their football field, which was incredible this year? What was that like for you guys, and how sort of being able to represent this program that we all love so much, and what you guys have done to create what it is today is unparalleled. I've always said that this class specifically, since you guys got here to where we are now, has had the biggest impact, the biggest growth, and just the overall drive of Brentsville Turf. So what was it like to represent everyone that night in that, sort of in that stage?
I think we were all we knew that we were getting the award, but regarding the award itself,
It was just an honor.
It's sort of one of those things you don't strive for the award, you strive for greatness, and the award is just the cherry on top.
Greatness.
I love that.
That's pretty much what I think someone, I can't remember who said that. Maybe it was Leah or someone else said that you strived to provide us very good surface and safe surface for the athletes, but award's just a cherry on top of what you're doing. It's just like almost like verification that like, you know, you are doing something good and that you're actually like, you know, you're putting forth a good effort and good service.
Yeah. Love that.
But like, yeah, I think people outside the class, they think that we should get it every year because like we've just been getting it so many, but like they don't understand how much work and dedication it really goes.
How many people compete too?
Yeah. There's a lot.
Because definitely going to that, like the awards banquet, you don't realize how many people there are like trying to get this award.
Well, that's the other thing is like how many professionals did you guys beat out? You know what I mean? Like, yes, I'm here, but like I always tell everyone, like
It was all students.
it's all you guys. I do work my ass off, but again, like 98% of it is you guys. Like Zach over the summer, like you were huge, but like during the year, you know, Max took up a lot, stayed after for a couple games. Like this year probably was like our not worst planned year, but like we had so many days where we were after school working, and I have no idea why, other than the first one, because the first one was kind of like, I don't want to put anything down until like the very end, and we want to do it like the day before. And it was like Thursday night, not a Friday night game.
Yeah, it was.
Or something. We didn't have school on Friday. There was a game though.
I don't know. It's just like there's been a whole shift in like the whole thing because like you have like Adam's class, you know, as the first block as well. So like, there's just a whole shift in it itself.
Yeah.
So like there's a lot of things have changed.
But
There's
again,
been a lot more.
like just time wise, we just don't have the time because like we worked every block, but it was like, okay, we didn't get to this part. You know, like,
I think it was also the factor of new field.
new field. We added the border. The
Because
border,
like with that field, there's always something going on, whether or not it's, you know.
the border used to be just one line. Now it was a 6-foot border. So that added a whole class
it
variation.
It just elevated the
It
field.
looked real
It
good,
looked really
didn't it?
good.
I was gonna say, Max, as a football player, give your take on the field and what was like playing on it.
It was really fun making the field and like painting it. And then I would tackle somebody and I would just absolutely destroy a line. Be like, I painted this line. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
So
That's still the clip of the year, by the way. The the aerosol painting of the line with him mic'd up.
Oh yeah.
He's like, I'm so worried. Like JV's not gonna be able to score, and Miller's gonna get mad at me, and I'm just gonna be like, and then he turns around, and he looks at, it, he goes, "Oopsie."
I messed up that line pretty bad.
Aerosol's not easy to
That
do.
was the cart that the wheel on the left side.
Yeah,
was like, you had to,
aerosol.
like, it was like a shopping cart. You had to get back get in place.
My favorite is later on when he's like bent over to me, like he's holding it down, and he's like
That's
walking.
how I got
I'm
him
like,
straight.
all right, well that man's a lot more flexible than anyone in this class. Oh God! But you know what else? Like being able to be a part of that and seeing it firsthand. What would you say? Like truly, like that experience was like, and what it meant to you?
Firsthand on the field, like
No, like at the banquet.
Like it was.
Because you got approached by so many people afterwards, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just emptied my shoe because I felt something. There's a big piece of grass in my shoe.
Grass everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying?
Like being at the banquet.
We got to see all the professional people, like professional people be like really professional. And we met a lot of people at the end. They were all thankful, like all like happy for each other. Like everyone who's like got a scholarship, won an award. They were all just super happy for each other. And like I know when Dr. Miller won the George Toma Golden Rake Award,
Tell us about
everyone
that.
had to come up. So yeah, let's hear his
Let me
perspective.
ask the questions.
Let's hear his perspective on when he won.
How did it feel being at the award banquet and hearing you get nominated and chosen for the Golden Rake George
So-
Toma Award?
Let me ask you guys first this. Did you expect anything like that? Like, were you like, Miller's got this? Like,
Oh no, I thought you were keeping a secret.
I didn't. I have
Right when
I
you-
had no idea. Like, when did you guys know?
I had a feeling when it said like he like uses like all his like teaching abilities or something, and then it
That
confirmed
late.
it. No, that was like one of the
That
first
was one
things.
of the first things.
feel
It
like-
said,
And
like,
then it confirmed
unique-
it.
It was like unique.
You were like,
Unique
like,
approach to
no.
like
No, it's like unique combination of educator and sports field professional.
I heard joined the
2014
in
just
2014.
confirmed it.
No, that's what
Confirmed it.
So that was when I was like,
Young Bucks. And
that's like really young. Like who could that be? It was the podcast when I found. I think it was the step before they said podcast, but I was like, Dude, I still don't know how I was.
No, I turned around. You're like looking around. Like,
I did
looking around
see
the
you
room.
turn after 2014. I was like,
You're looking around the room, like, you know.
I did the
who
math.
this
I was
could
like, he
be,
graduated
and
college
then-
2016. That would put it about the right place.
dude, like I still am just like still utter shock. Like
8 pounds of solid glass and golden
crystal
rig.
apparently is what it is.
That thing looked heavy.
Crystal.
How heavy was that thing?
Here, you can.
8
guess it
pounds.
right now.
That thing.
Like pretty
He
much
gave
a
an
dumbbell.
amazing speech right after too when he had to win.
The speech, everyone's like, "You did amazing." I was like, "What did I say?" I was like, "I don't know what I said."
I think everyone else probably would have had a mental breakdown if they were up there.
So I was having a mental breakdown.
Don't grab it with one hand. I'll
I
hold
just say
that.
Oh my
Max is
goodness.
currently picking up the award,
I got 2 mics
which
now.
is still in the box. Sorry, I don't know where to put it. It's heavy, dude. Think about standing on the stage and you're just like, I'm gonna drop this. I'm talking right now and
Well,
I'm
let me
gonna
feel.
drop this. Like, this is not gonna
Oh
end
yeah,
well.
that's good.
So that's
That
pretty cool,
is
right?
cool.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's right, right?
All right, wipe it off. You got fingerprints on
It's
it now.
okay. Just put it
It
down. You're good.
devalued by $500.
No, so just sitting there, like, you know, when they finally announced my name, I was like, "There's no way that just happened." Like, I remember going as a student and being like, "Never, ever am I even gonna come close to winning one of these." But you know, it was crazy to just sort of be recognized in that sense, you know, because I mean, I am quite young compared to most people who have won one of these awards. Like,
Like even the
by
other
many
people
years.
that won was like on the older
No, like,
generation.
but that's what I'm saying. Like the guy
Yeah.
before me, like he's a legend. Like he's a legend. Guys like Bruce Suddeth, you know, Craig Potts, like those guys are like Tim Van Loo. They are icons. Like they did so much. They've done so much. They continue to do stuff. And I'm sitting here like, I was walking past people. I was like, "You deserve it more than me. You deserve it more than me. You deserve it more than me." And I'm just like tearing up as I'm walking up. I'm like, "Holy shit!" Pardon my French, but like to have everyone there, to have all of you guys there, like made it so much more special in the sense of like being able to share. And Mr. Cameron being there was incredible. I mean, I could not have asked for a more incredible moment than that. And then just to think about like someone to see me in the light of the fact that like I deserve that. Like I am just I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna do it. Like all of the friends that I've made, all of the people that I've met, being able to share all of that with you, you know, for you guys to, you know, be good friends with Danny, good friends with people like that. Like Jack could call Ryan in 2 seconds if he needed to ask about stuff like that. He had a great heart to heart about stuff when he was here. There are so many incredible people that I feel like deserve the award more. And this award is as much theirs as it is mine, because I would be nothing without the professionals in this industry, you know. But like I've told everyone, it all comes back to you guys. You know, I'm asked all the time, like, "Why are you a high school teacher?" It's because people like you three, to be honest. Even if you are very annoying, Zach, in the morning when you can't. Like,
Fist bump, Max. We're great students. Great students. Great students.
He's talking about me specifically.
no,
students.
but like, I mean, that night I couldn't sleep. It was crazy. I was just like overwhelmed by everything. And then all the people that, you know, texted me, like good friends at like 1:30 in the morning that weren't at the dinner. Like, I just, you know, them reaffirming the fact that they truly believed in me and they think there was no one more deserving of the award. And we're talking like top of the top, like people like Travis Hogan that like reached out and just, you know, yeah.
It was good timing though, because we were all there. It was about what, eight of us, and then you had Cameron.
Yeah, it's what,
Like, that was like
it couldn't have been more perfect, you know.
That was perfect timing.
Like it's in like Palm Springs next year. I'm not bringing kids there,
Yeah.
unless like they absolutely like if Kat like begs me to go, like I'm not gonna there would only be 4 people. I'm not taking 8. It wasn't bad. Like this, like there are certain people on the trip that probably were like, well, that was a cluster. Like it was crazy. Like it was a incredible week. Like you guys went above and beyond in every aspect. Sure, we butted heads, but that was inevitable. You know, like it was beyond perfect.
Now, are we starting to create a secondary speech to follow up for next year? Like, are we?
I haven't even thought about that.
Like, come on, we gotta open up the word doc.
I
Make the
felt
file name.
so bad. So one of the first people to text me was Dr. Goley, and I did not mention him in my speech, and I felt awful. I responded to him. I was like, you should have been the first person I mentioned. I am so sorry. Like, this is awful. I'm the worst person ever.
Redeeming moment.
So he's the
Open
first
that Word
thing. He's the
document.
first thing in the speech next year. I'll be honest with you. But no, it was, dude. I could go through my phone, like all the people that messaged me. It was just, you know, and like it wasn't just like the industry professional. Like my friends, like every single one of them. Like Maritza, like sending me the video. Like it was just incredible to have everyone. And like you said, Mr. Cameron being there, like Mr. Cameron's awesome. He's like one of the best guys. He's been one of the biggest supporters for our program, like allowing us to do what we do. And for him to be there, you know, to understand like, yeah, I won the award, but like it's because of Brentsville Turf, because of the Brentsville Turf program, what we've accomplished. All of my alumni that were there, like all the alumni that weren't there that are at the golf show the following week, like you guys being there, them seeing you guys, like the impact that the Brentsville Turf program has brought to our industry is seen as like one of like the biggest impacts. Because again, I do put a lot of effort into my work and I do a lot for my kids, but the only reason I do it is because of what you guys do for us. I mean, like it is, you guys, this class, there's no one more deserving to go on a trip like this than this group, you know, and to see you guys just come full circle. And yeah, the Toma Award is one of the bigger ones. Like
Aside from the Golden Rake, how what's the time span of getting all 4, having the full sweep?
oh my gosh. Why are you not the first person that said that to me? I don't think that's how that works.
Give
at
and
all.
take 15, 20 years?
I don't think that's how that works. That was
Like,
probably,
you can't retire.
That was probably one of the funniest things about the after the fact. Like you guys saw me. I couldn't like breathe half the time. I was just like, I got around to thanking you guys for being there because I forgot to mention you in the speech because I didn't recognize the speech at all. Like I wasn't ready. But you know, the fact that like one of my alumni comes up to me, he's like, "Hey, you know, you kind of get him out of awards to win here, buddy. Like, what's next?" I was like, well, you know, we've got a lot of fun things coming down the pipeline, hopefully. The research center, God, if that's going to be incredible once that's made. You know, the stuff we've been working on that you guys know about.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely one thing to point out is every time, like, each year the program gets significantly better some way or somehow. Like people, like students that were here, like seniors, like that were here 4 years ago, they saw what we had now. They'd be like, I wish I had that.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to come back 4 years later and I'd be like, you guys are so lucky. I wish I had that. Like,
right,
it just keeps.
It's like
our
a
program.
semi-silent goal of mine to try and grow, continue.
Like, so we're making little wins in life, little improvements.
I mean, hopefully here's some incredible news to announce soon. Like it's going to be game changing, not just for our program, but for sort of the outlook on turf programs moving forward, you know? And you know, working with this group and being able to see just their impact in the short time that we've worked with them, and you know, you guys obviously having that opportunity, and the research center is just the tip of the iceberg with what we can do. You know, being able to work alongside college programs, get you guys the opportunities in the classroom that you're going to get when you go to college. You know, it's just the beginning of it. And yeah, this trip, I mean, I love you guys so much, and for you being there and just being able to, you know, just, I don't even know how to say it, just be able to grow and see what is just the beginning, really, hopefully. I mean, look, think about it. Like, this award, like I said, I'm probably 20 years younger than most people. And nothing against them. I was shocked still about all of it. And this is year 8. We're just getting started. Like, we're here to change the game. And it was funny. We got recognized, for those that are listening, we got recognized at the school board meeting. And I thank you, Dr. McDade. Like, what you said about the program, I was like in just not disbelief, but I was so grateful for your words. And I forget specifically what she said, but I was just like, oh, that's incredible. Like, thank you so much. Oh, she said empire. I was like,
Oh, yes, she did say that.
she's like,
scary.
this
A lot of power
empire
words.
and global destination
Oh,
for
yeah.
a career in technical education.
She for sure
turfgrass
uplifted
science.
this program.
I was like, love you, Dr. McDade. It's like, thank you. But like, to hear that from, someone who's like in charge, like your boss, like the boss of all bosses, and for her to support that and see you guys there and being celebrated for what you accomplished, like, that's what it's all about. And we want to continue that, and to be able to do that at a higher level each year, like you said, just try and be better each year. And like I said, we've accomplished so much in such little time that,
I'm not gonna lie. Looking back at these Field of the Year like posters, it just keeps getting better and better.
again, and it's nothing against what we did before. It's just like within the confines of what we had. Like
I look back at this, 2017, 2018?
2018, like our field was pretty good, but
Just
it
had
is.
little line.
It's like
media
night and
lines,
day of the work that you guys did.
Little tiger eye. And then all of a sudden,
one looks like a high school field. That looks like a
Checker patterns.
NFL.
checkered pattern, big district.
Prince William County.
Virginia in the middle of the field, PWCS.
But like again, like what is so incredible about this program is like you guys did that week in, week out, and that's what they do on the professional stage. Like that is exactly what they do. You guys have experienced it twice now, being down in Charlotte, prepping those fields, just understanding like there's a different level. And shout out Danny and his crew for how meticulous they are. I don't have the luxury of doing that at a high school level, like. And again, if you look at it, it's pretty dang good. Like no one's like
that was all with one paint machine. We soloed.
Zach's like, Danny, send us some machines, please.
Anyone listening
I
to
mean,
the podcast, we are
like,
glad to take donations.
You guys are talking about like the painting scheme and all that. I'm talking about the grass. Look at the field.
Oh no, the stripes are immaculate.
So do you guys remember? You guys remember the first night, the Stars and Stripe night? It was that Thursday night before that Wednesday, the Friday off, and we were there until like 9 or 10 p.m.
I think that was the first time I showed up.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was the first game. You guys came after practice or something, and we were there late. My older brother worked on the grounds crew at Virginia Tech, and we had like worked on professional fields. He had been on professional fields before, and he walked out and he said, Drew, this rivals any field that I worked on at Virginia Tech. And it's nothing against the grounds crew at Tech because they're like my family and they do phenomenal work. But like, I thought the same exact thing that night. I was like, this is probably one of the nicest fields that I have ever been on. And it's at my high school right now. Like, it's wild to think like that sort of mindset of like, holy crap, like this is such a nice field. It's striped up perfectly. Like it's straight Bermuda grass. Like we didn't have anything like this before at Brentsville. And having my brother who's seen everything like at the highest level come in and say that without me saying a word about it. It was funny. I was like laying down when he said it. It was like that really late hour. I was just laying on the ground. They're like, "Is Miller alive?" He's like, "Yeah, I was taking a nap." I'm like, "Give me a minute." Again, it was something else. Like that's what's so crazy about what you guys have accomplished, and I'm so eternally grateful for all that you've done and how proud I am of you guys. It's just I can't even put it into words. I mean, specifically our leadership group, obviously you three, Liz, all of them, like May, all that they do week in and week out. Not even just for our facility. I mean, Zach, you probably walked 15 miles this summer just for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I did a couple on my own, so that's why, like, when you came, you were mad at you were mad at me, like, why am I doing
it was
this?
just more the fact that I would be the one loading the bag into the distributor.
Huh?
I would be like the one loading the fertilizer bag.
You walked a lot.
Not like we took our
The
turns.
last three times you didn't walk because we got people to come.
Yeah, but like we took our
Shout
turns
out
when
everybody that came to help.
people came, but like even when people were here, I was the one getting the bags ready and getting them cut up.
Yeah, but like again, like that's why we were successful.
I just say get a sprayer.
The number of fields that you and I have gone and painted, the number of fields that you and I have gone and painted, and how many times we have wanted to punch that machine in the face and pull out the pump and leave it out. You know, like it's been years. Like you guys were part of the cabinet as sophomores. Like it's hard to do that. And then you consistently did it while you were in the other class, you know, not in my class. Like it meant the world. And then Max coming in now and being able to do all that you did. It's crazy. And I am so grateful. And you guys are the reason why I teach and why I continue to come back to see you guys thrive and see your passion and moving on to the next level and seeing where you guys go. I'm just so excited for you guys. And yeah, I mean, SFMA 2024 was incredible.
The Toro Company is known for innovation. For example, the Reelmaster 5010H improves performance and productivity. The industry's first and only reel mower with a true hybrid drive system. Save up to 20% on fuel use while also lowering costs and lowering the vehicle's carbon imprint. Visit Toro's website today to learn more about this revolutionary mower and discover the power of sustainable and efficient grounds maintenance.
This feels like a Joe Rogan podcast.
Hello.
Clock us.
Hey, it's pretty good. But I mean, like, again, like the trip was like,
oh, we got a week to cover. You know, we got to cover a week's worth of ground and stories and.
Well, no, I'm saying like it was a great trip. Like
it was very successful.
It was very successful. There were no major hiccups other than one, which we're not gonna.
Explosion.
Oh yeah!
Oh my goodness!
We forgot to talk about the ride home. That was
so the airplane crew.
Flight crew. I call it flight crew.
Flight crew. So we were driving back to Orlando because our flight was out of Orlando, and in our rented minivan, we were just driving, come over a little overpass bridge thing, and all of a sudden you hear beep, 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 like the tire sensor. It went from, like, normally it should be like, what, 35? And went like 35, 14, 0. And then you hear thump, 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 thump. And we're like on rim, basically.
That's how quick it could go.
Yeah, it was pretty funny because I was sitting right where the tire popped. And when we went on the overpass, I thought it was the bridge going like boom. So I had my head on the window. I just boom. I'm like, oh my god!
Ow!
And then
I opened my
10 seconds passing.
Yeah.
Beep beep beep.
So
and then the whole car went,
I opened my window and I looked back.
Talk about this for a second. So we get a text from Charlie.
Oh yeah.
This like cryptic text, like if we make it. And we're like,
is everything all right? Like we started texting, like, is everything all right? And everything.
We left at 3 a.m. for those. The driving group left at, was it 3:30?
Yeah.
So we started at 3:30 to get back sort of semi at the same time as the flight group, and it like
it was a
like,
whole
what,
conversation.
noon?
Yeah.
What was it, like 11 o'clock?
Oh, it was like 11. Yeah.
11 o'clock.
We were about to get lunch.
He's talking to Charlie. He's texting Charlie, and Charlie responds with, "If we make it back," and I was like, could you ask him what he meant by that? And Charlie's like, oh, no, everything's fine. We're fine. And so it's like we get back on the road after getting food from Boosie's, his favorite place.
2 Bucky stops, let's just
2
say.
Bucky stops.
4 a.m. in the morning, bacon, egg, and cheese. Hits
That was
different.
pretty good. It's pretty good, I'm not going to lie. But he's on Snapchat on the way. It's like,
I open up my
he goes,
story.
Miller, I think I figured out what he meant by if we make it. I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, Max is doing a dance on the side of the road saying pop tire dance.
I remember that. I have that video.
And me and Zach are like, oh dear God, like what just happened? Like what's going on? So
first
did
thing
you
that
call Charlie or something?
I think I called Charlie, and then he's like, yeah, we're back on the road. And then for some reason they left Miss Rice behind with the car.
Well,
She got an Uber.
It was like
had
very
the Uber.
complicated. Like the tow truck wouldn't come for another hour, but our flight was in like an hour. So we had to get an Uber, and
So
Mrs.
the kids got there.
I still don't know how
Kids
they
got
pulled
to
it
the
off.
She was like, I'll take a flight later if I need to. But thank
Yeah.
you,
She
Mrs.
made
Rice
it.
and Mrs. Butler. You guys are phenomenal
Also
people.
in the
Thank you.
airport, it was like a 3-hour wait just for TSA because it's the Orlando airport.
It's terrible.
And we were like, oop, our flight's, and we're not going to make our flight. And then Miss Butler, she just starts talking to people. She talks to everyone.
We love you, Mrs. Butler.
And she's like, guys, come here. And then we get like whatever clear. And we get on within 15 minutes and we make our flight with like 40 minutes to spare.
No, like it was wild because it was funny. I forget who did we end up talking to, Zach?
It's like,
Who did we end up talking to finally?
January.
Because we still had like 4 hours of driving, and me being me, like I was panicking, you know. And then later, like they told me afterwards, like we weren't gonna tell you because we knew you were gonna panic.
Yeah, that was the big.
That was the
big
first thing out of Mrs. Rice's like mouth was, or like Miss Butler and Mrs. Rice both go, don't tell Miller.
Yeah.
We're like, should we text Miller? They're like, no.
I think that's why
don't freak
Charlie
him out.
just suddenly went, released too much information.
Charlie was like,
started
I didn't mean to
pivoting.
do it. Pull it back in.
Just started pivoting.
Reel
and
it
was
back
like,
in.
I didn't mean to.
No, but like it was like I was like, oh boy, like because like here's my thing. I was like, what was I gonna do? I was
Trust
driving.
me, it was like one of those things.
I could have
like,
pulled off the side of the road, but I was like, I believe in them. I have faith. Like they
We had
obviously
two
talked
adults.
to Mr. Cameron already. Like
We thought we were free and clear of anything bad happening. Like, we got through the whole week. We're like, ready to go home. And then all of a sudden, unknown situation. And
I thought it was us. I thought we were the ones that were gonna have the pop tire.
Yeah,
you remember
like,
that? I don't
we
even know
had,
what
like-
it was.
It was like these like I don't know. It wasn't like rumble strips.
It was a
like,
massive pothole.
Yeah, it was like a
it was
boom.
like.
pop tire dance.
There's Liz in the back. Okay. No, so like the pothole was big enough to where like the car went into the hole, like the tire. Like we were going 70, and it went doom doom doom. I was like,
it was too.
It's popped.
It was too dark for me to realize.
But like you felt it. It was
Yeah,
loud.
I felt it.
And he was like, yeah, I
I
think so
couldn't tell if he
too.
ran over something or if it was a pothole.
Like if I hit like a deer or something, you know what I mean? Something like that. Maybe hit a gator. Did I hit a gator?
Would not make that comparison, but okay.
What do you
I'll
th-
just say
a
you
gator
ran-
versus deer.
Well, I mean, like I would just say you ran over like it felt like a thing you ran over like nails and the tire just exploded.
No, it wasn't just nails. I thought that we like hit like an object if we hit something.
Oh, I didn't. I thought I just
Either way, like I thought we were like it was like 4 o'clock in the morning. Like,
you-
oh dear Lord in heaven.
And you were on your Red Bull and you're just like looking at the tire like pressure and like
yeah, I kept
"Don't go
looking.
down,
I was looking at the
swear to you,
gauge
don't
for
go
like
down,
for
don't
like
go
4
down.
miles. Like don't you do it.
go down.
Don't you do it. And
Don't you
then
dare be.
Zach went back to sleep immediately after that.
It's like it's not gonna be okay.
To be honest with you, the drive back was like really good. Like we made like impeccable time. Like it was this 12-hour drive. We made it back with stops in 12 hours. I was like, I'll take it. And then we beat you guys, which was like not obnoxious or anything.
Yeah, our
Like, I
flight
like,
was
I had to
delayed.
I had to wait like for like 45 minutes after I was like, I'm just gonna go to sleep now.
Yeah.
I can't believe you guys.
It was
Yeah.
fun.
The way down was awesome. Like God's honest truth. Like it was just really cool
You guys
to
missed
see
out.
everybody.
I
Like
think you guys missed out. You guys
I was
missed
eating my
out.
gummy bears.
You
gummy
guys
bears.
missed out. I
1,000 feet.
I was
in the
out
air.
of school Sunday through Friday.
So
You guys had to go on-
technically Sunday through. I mean
Monday.
Friday through Sunday.
I got a whole week off of school. You guys had to go on Monday.
I had a really good. I got to take my Spanish.
He's like, I was happy to be here.
It was meant to happen.
No, but I mean, like, there were reasons to be on the road, and there was reasons to be on the plane. Like, most people on the plane, didn't really want to see all the stuff that we did. Like, I mean, I thought South Carolina was awesome. The baseball field
You were
and
driving
everything.
down either way. It wasn't like you were gonna fly. So.
Someone's a little
I wasn't
scared of
planning
planes.
on stopping. Well, it's not scared. You were gonna sit next to me. Did you want me to sit next to you on the plane? Are you grateful for the fact that I drove? Thank you.
The subtle nod that no one heard on the podcast.
Yeah, Jack's like, oh, thank goodness. I don't want to sit next to James Gordon on the plane.
Well, maybe him, but
I just remember the flight crew texting about a famous person on their phone.
They kept
Oh, yeah.
finding little first Jack.
Yeah.
He recognized this guy. What was it? The longest drive.
Yeah, Martin Borgen or something. Like
Borgen.
world long drive guy for golf.
And
Like
then- Yeah,
then Liz sat behind some actor.
Liz was
Liz was
stalking this
freaking
person.
out.
No,
Like
but
she sent like the picture and everything. It's like, Liz, this isn't a famous person.
But what's funny is that she didn't recognize him.
She was looking at his
stalking
Instagram.
phone through the little seat hole, saw his name on the Instagram, looked him up, and then found out. Like, she must have seen it, but that was like, what?
Good times, good times. Oh God. Oh jeez. No, I mean, there was. I can't. I was thinking about it the other day how great that trip was. Palm Springs is gonna be tough to top it, especially because I have to fly. Oh God.
Daytona.
Daytona,
was
2024.
not what I
Daytona.
thought it was going to be.
I expected it to be a lot nicer.
I thought it was nice.
It wasn't bad. It kind of felt like it was stuck
It
in the
had
90s.
its good areas and its bad areas.
Yeah,
feel
I
like
feel
it
like the
was
whole
stuck in
state
the 80s
of
or
Florida
90s.
is stuck in like I guess there's certain parts,
Florida's
but,
beautiful in good parts, but then
West Palm Beach, super nice.
but like I've only been in two spots in Florida. That's Daytona and then the Keys. And the Keys and
wow.
Daytona,
The
feel
Keys
like
are something else, my friend. Let me tell
are
you.
stuck in
You're
like
in
the
the
past. I felt like it
The
was
Florida Keys. There's a place called Kokomo.
no
Sing
idea.
it.
All right.
You've never heard that song?
Nope.
No,
What?
no idea what you're
The
talking
Beach Boys? No.
about. Oh, the Beach Boys?
I'll look
Pretty
it
sure
up.
that's their song.
I'll look it up.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama, Key Largo, on to
All right.
No,
I know
you've
that.
never heard of this song.
I've heard that song before.
Oh, I'm about to say.
Did you start off like where it starts with the actual song?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Florida
I haven't
Keys.
heard the opening.
Okay,
I
so
just
yeah.
heard the
So yeah, thank you.
chorus. Yeah.
I feel better about myself now that Jack's not looking at me like you're a weirdo. Any last thoughts on the trip? Any things that you want to talk about that you're excited about the future? Jack just visited NC State. Danny, go Wolfpack. I know you're excited about that. And Virginia Tech.
And Virginia Tech. Making my decision soon, May 1st.
We might have a viewing party. Take a pic. You'll do like the hat
Signing day.
choice signing
Yeah.
day thing. Yeah, that'd be funny.
Post on Instagram. I'm fully committed now.
Do you want to do the edits?
You on
It's like me
like a
mowing.
mower, like on a mower or something.
holding grass like this.
I dare you to post something on Twitter.
Somebody to.
You want to see a whole industry go wacko over a post? Do that.
Commitment to
I'll have him
university.
do one of his selfies.
Take my
to put on
talents
his-
and
No, like
experiences.
actually, like get like a picture on a mower or on a paint machine, like a badass picture, and put it on like an actual like committed NC State or Virginia Tech, and like
Glad to bring my
Class of
talents and
2028.
experience to the NC State. Go Wolf. Go Wolfpack.
It's Wolfpack, bro.
Yeah. I'll get used to it. If I gotta.
It's gobble gobble.
For VT.
VT's like this
Yeah.
with the hand thing. I do this for gobble gobble.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, you got to do that when you go to the Tech games. There's Zach.
On the camera.
We already got our Hokie commit in the room, and then someone who's waiting to hear.
Yeah.
We'll get there. I promise. Do you wish you applied to NC State now or no?
No.
No.
Like I'm like no offense, NC State. Like I really think they're two awesome programs, Virginia Tech and NC State, and I would do their program as well. It's just for me, it's just I don't see a huge like benefit going out of state.
There isn't a massive uptick for the engineering side for NC State to protect. There isn't a massive uptick for like NC
like
State.
the engineering. I'm not really as worried about, like, because I've known, like, for the people that don't realize, I'm trying to double major in mechanical engineering
Double major.
and turfgrass, and it really limits my college options. And NC State and Virginia Tech were basically my main two. And the big thing the difference was just NC State just out of state for me.
Yeah.
And it's just when it comes down to it, I viewed it as Virginia Tech offers just as much as NC State,
Virginia
and vice
Tech or
versa.
nothing.
And vice versa. So like
Go Hokies.
extra 20,000 I'd be spending per year, I just didn't find worth it. Just trying to get into college.
Whoa, be nice. Someone in here is making a decision on this.
Like, there's also scholarships. Like, he's gonna get scholarships probably, and it's gonna
Yeah, he is.
But like, it's just for me, I didn't
Go
see.
Wolfpack. Maybe Daniel pay for your
Wolfpack.
Yeah.
But
like,
have Danny give me
for
in-state.
my in-state tuition, buddy.
That's just how I viewed it and like how I made my decision.
I understand.
So.
I understand.
A lot farther than most people in picking colleges. I still don't.
Well,
One thing that was nice about turf though was I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know where I wanted to go. Didn't know what I wanted to do. But going to the turf conference, it gave me some stability in making that choice where
Not
if, like,
knowing
if I-
before.
Yeah, and if like
Just going into it randomly.
because I would kind of thought I wanted to do engineering, but then outside in. There's
I
no way I'm
hate-
going to Virginia.
I
Tech.
hate math like terribly. So
And then like JMU does engineering. I was interested in that, but then being so indecisive about it, it gave me some
clarity.
clarity knowing that I always had that on my back end of something that I did enjoy.
he had that Field of Dreams moment.
So
if you build
if
it,
you don't know what you want to
I
do for college,
love that.
if you
Yes.
build it, he will come.
Well, I appreciate you guys taking the time. Obviously, we are super grateful for our partner, the Toro Company. This is our conclusion to our road to the SFMA 2024. You guys have anything you want to say about Toro and the excitement around it when you were down there?
I love Toro. I love my favorite color.
It's my favorite color. Toro's not even like red. He didn't even say red. Toro is his favorite color. I love it.
Nah.
Special teams.
They're very nice.
Special teams,
Special
players,
special players.
Toro treated us very nicely when we were down there in their booth, especially, and they gave us polos for our.
Let's talk
Yeah.
about that for a second. Just shout out to Toro. Apparently, there were teams in the competition like, dude, they're sponsored by Toro. We're in
What
trouble.
can I say?
Like, we're in trouble. That was intimidation, putting Toro on the sleeve.
meant
So
to do
shout
that.
out Josh for that. You were incredible. We love you, man. And everyone else with Toro. You guys are incredible. We really appreciate it. And we're excited for the future. Got a couple exciting things coming out with them. They got the Grounds Leadership Academy. Probably going to be doing another tour on up with some podcasts. Gonna stop and see Sam Heaton. That's wild.
Gary.
In Cleveland. He's working for the Browns this summer.
No way.
All the way to the toilet bowl. Joking. Super Bowl. Again, thank you guys so much for following along on our journey. And we hope you have an incredible 2024. Excited to see what everything has in hold for everybody, in store for everybody.
If you made it this far, plug in the comments 2024 SFMA Dr. Miller Golden Rake.